it was just acclimating and having the thought in your head like, oh, I need to prove myself. I think that was the biggest thing, because when I look back on it, I'm like, you didn't need to prove yourself. You're here for a reason. And I think just as freshmen athletes, I think a lot of people can struggle in that sense. Like, oh, I feel like I need to prove myself. I want to prove myself to the coaches. And in reality, it's like, you just got to believe in yourself, and your teammates believe in you. Your coaches believe in you. They chose you to be here for a reason. And just going back to that original thought and just leaving the self-doubt behind.
So heading into season 2, you show up on campus here. It's beautiful. I'm sure, right out of the gates, you were pretty happy that you made. I have to imagine, like, anybody who comes here, the first day of school, you got to like get here and be like, I made a good choice, right?
Yeah, I mean, walking around campus, walking around just San Diego in general, but this campus is just so unreal. It's just the architecture and just San Diego, the weather. You can't beat it. It's perfect.
Yeah, I grew up here in the city, and even just like driving in to do this today, it's like, it is kind of surreal how gorgeous this place is.
Yeah, I mean, looking at campus and then you move over to the softball field, it's just so amazing, and we're so blessed to be able to just experience just the environment around us.
It's new this year, though. This is like, this is a field opening for the first time this season. So
yes,
that's extra excitement. Does it feel like when you get to play at a new field like that, as a player, do you feel invested in by the school in the sense like that they're giving you what you're going to need to be successful out there for these next 3 years?
Yes, I do think so. I mean, even going through the process of, we traveled for like 6 weeks straight last year, and then we got to open here at home for one of our conference games. It was just so amazing, and it felt like all of the hard work was paying off. And especially going through that traveling, I think that was a little bit tough for all of us. So being able to experience the field for the first time, like this full season, is just going to be super special for our team.
Yeah, I think that it's awesome. It's also got to be an awesome recruiting thing for players when they get to see that's what they get to play at. Because not every school's got facilities like this.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I can't speak for the new recruits, but I think just coming into USD and seeing the field, it's just so beautiful and breathtaking. I mean, how would you not want to come here? It's just so awesome.
How did you come to the decision to choose University of San Diego?
So ultimately, I wanted to stay in California. I live in the Inland Empire, so I wanted to stay closer to home. I didn't want to move out of state, but I wanted to be far enough to be able to room on campus and do that kind of thing. So I think when San Diego came along, it was just so perfect and it worked out. And I was just like, yes, sign me up. I want to go to San Diego.
It's an interesting area. I think that it's kind of in the greater scheme of California. I think a lot of people forget how massive the Inland Empire is. Mm-hmm. It is a huge metropolitan area on its own right that people just I think it gets overlooked to a large degree in the Southern California area. What are the best parts of living in the Inland Empire?
I mean, just the fact that it's, like you said, it's so big. You can have friends from one side and then from the other side. I mean, I played travel ball in the Riverside area, and then I went to school in La Puente, which is on the complete other side, almost like Los Angeles County. So, I mean, I have friends from one side to the other, and it's just such a huge area, and there's so many different people, and it's nice to kind of get to know all those types of people and just have friends from all over.
Yeah, there is a lot of diversity in the area for sure, and the traffic's not quite as bad as LA.
No, it's not too bad. I mean, drives to school in the morning were a little bit questionable, but it was fine for the most part.
Wasn't so bad. So it was exciting to get near the beach, though, when it comes to San Diego, because they're a little bit further inland, hence the name. But you are a little bit further east out there, so it's probably nice to get to experience living in California your whole life. But this is a very different experience of California than being out there.
100%. I mean, I think back home I was about an hour or so away from the beach. So now being only 15 minutes, I can just go out there, do homework, hang out with friends. Is kind of surreal in the sense that I'm just so close, and it's just a really nice factor to have that I could just go out there and do that almost whenever I want.
Have academics always been a massive priority for you?
Yes, they have. My parents instilled that in me when I was little, just getting good grades. And from middle school until now, it's just always grades have been the priority, even over sports, and it's just super important to me.
Yeah, because look at your GPA, like you're pretty much undefeated still here.
Mm-hmm.
At least in my prep, it looked like it. So
Yeah.
that's it gotta be a pretty good feeling to come to a place. Like a lot of people talk about getting to a place like this, which is an excellent academic school, and maybe that becomes challenging. Was it challenging at first, or it seems like you've really gotten your grips around on doing it pretty well so far?
Yeah, I think the first semester for me was a little bit challenging. I think just getting acclimated to not only the school, but just everything going on, like now college athletics, and now we got to focus on grades and you have to find new ways to study. I think the first semester was a little bit hard for me, but then once second semester rolled around, I really got the ropes of things, and then it was pretty good.
How do you balance it all? Because you've had a successful freshman year, both on the field and off the field, which is usually you'll hear someone maybe have one, but not the other, but you've been able to come into school and do both contributing to your team, playing, which is a lot of people have to wait a lot longer. You got to play right away. And also you got the opportunity to have some success in the classroom. What allowed you to do so well last year in both of those things?
I think time management was a huge factor. I mean, going into spring, like I said, I did struggle a little bit in the fall, but going into spring, I really wrapped my head around everything that was going on. And our coaches do make us do study hall hours as a team when we travel, but I think that was a huge plus because that definitely helped me just sitting down and finding time to be able to do my homework and just things like that. Time management is 100% just planning out the day as like the day before and just going along with that.
It's always kind of being ahead of the game in terms of, and probably good communication with professors too, because
100%.
You're doing in-person classes here. This isn't a place where you're doing a bunch of online things. That's challenging when it comes to playing a sport because you said you travel for the first 6 weeks of the season. Like you're going to have games where you're leaving on a Thursday and your classmates are going to a class on a Thursday or Friday, but unfortunately you're out there playing. So it must take really good communication, I'm guessing, to either get notes from people or to find a way to stay up to speed and everything when you're playing a game on a Thursday night somewhere completely different.
Yeah, I think we were on campus in classes maybe like 3 or 4 times out the week. So we would for sure miss Friday. And then Thursday we would go to our morning classes, or if like our flights would get like cut short or like cut above, it would like cut out classes. And so I think communication with the professors was 100% a factor that helped me, just emailing them and staying in touch with them, but also going to office hours and things like that. And then also like meeting friends in the classes definitely helped as well. Just kind of chatting with them. Oh, what was the homework on and things like that.
Are you like really grateful now? And I don't want to say this in a condescending way for other places, but are you really, really grateful that you get to go to a real school? Because like in a lot of cases, like a lot of your like peers in other schools and sports, like they've got their entire schedule just set up online. And I have to imagine that's something that the students here really value, that, you know, people are going to class, you are building community, you are getting to really interact with professors. There's a whole part of the college experience where I feel like people are paying tuition, but they aren't really getting and you're getting, you know, you get to get a lot of taken care of as an athlete, but still like people come and just normal students even just pay tuition for a place and they're taking all their classes online. I feel like you miss a lot of what it means to be a college student.
I think it's super important just having that like social aspect. It, I think, really helps you to build those relationships with students and professors. And I think I am super grateful. It is one of the reasons why I picked USD, just to be able to experience that and get to go to class and have really small class sizes. And that's just a huge factor. You really get to connect with the people around you, and super grateful.
It really does help a lot. There's absolutely no doubt about that. On the field, what helped you have so much success last year? What was it that helped you in your transition? Because it's a big jump from high school to college, and you're able to find yourself out there and having a lot of success. So what was it in this first year that helped you feel so comfortable on the field so quickly?
I think based off of feeling comfortable, my teammates for sure 100% helped me. Coming in as a freshman, it can get frazzling how new things are and new styles by the coaching staff and just being in a new environment altogether. But the girls really helped me to acclimate, and just knowing that they had my back just made me feel that much better.
Playing for some coaches that were legends.
Oh yeah, 100%.
In their careers. Was there anything in particular? Was there one or two things that they brought into your game that really has helped you?
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things. I mean, Coach Nine being my infield coach and Coach Shay being my hitting coach, it's just unreal to have them both as a duo. In that sense, it's like, oh my gosh, I used to watch these people when I was growing up. And so it's just super exciting to have them as my coaching staff and just special to me. It's kind of like a full circle moment.
And is there like a self-belief, even with just someone like that giving you input that just comes, it doesn't even matter what they tell you as much as like the fact that a person that you grew up watching and hoping like one day I'm going to be in that person's shoes playing D1 softball. And then here you are playing D1 softball, playing for those people, them giving you the inputs. Does it just kind of help you go to sleep at night being like, wow, if that person's taking the time out of their day to help me, I got to be pretty good.
100%. I think they definitely do a good job of pushing us and like showing, that's their way of showing that they really care about us and how like they put their confidence in us. I just really love how they have my back and it feels like they have my back and I just really enjoy playing under them.
Yeah, that's a dream come true in itself. Was there any mentors in the team too? Talk about your teammates last year. Was there a mentor or two in particular that really helped you kind of blossom as a player last year?
I think all of the middle infielders that were upperclassmen just helped me know the ropes. I mean, Alyssa, Haley, EJ, they 100% just helped me level up my game and chatting about like the IQ of the game and just like things like that. Even in our free time off the field, just chatting about, oh, what I could have done on this play or that play and just we help each other out because even like I would like tell them a couple things and it would just help us mesh better on the field. So
how do you think like your strong academic background has helped you on the softball field? Because I have to imagine, does it make you, is it maybe studying the game more? What elements do you use what do you use from your successful academic side that you can bring over to softball?
I think IQ is a big one to have at this age of the game. So just watching film and like doing homework and stuff like that. Like watching film and just getting to know like the pitchers on the other side, like doing things like that help that much more when you're in the batter's box and you can see her sequence already beforehand. So just things like that give you the upper edge a little bit.
So when you're going to play an opponent, one of the big things that you're going to do in general is watch the pitcher you're playing to go against, really get to maybe watch other players of a similar style to you, and then kind of see how they were able to approach those at bats so you can understand when I get into this position, I want to have success.
Yeah. I mean, as a team, one of our big things is like visualization and knowing what's going to happen beforehand, visualizing what's going to happen beforehand. And so I think film is definitely one of the things that just gives you that one step closer to success.
When you look at your freshman season, you're heading into your sophomore season now. Where are the places that you're looking to make jumps in your game?
I think all around, every aspect of the game can always be better. So I think just on defense, having more range or stuff like that. On offense, just being more consistent, having more power and just stuff like that. All around softball and sports like this can always be better. You can always be one step closer to success. So I think just all around.
And specifically when you watch yourself from last year, I'm sure you've spent some time looking at your swing, looking at things. Like when you watch your games from last year, what is it that sticks out to you most when you watch like the 2025 version? What would you say? Like, what would you say sticks out to you most that you say in your head? Like, I really want to see this improve.
I think confidence because as a first year, you can be playing against all like seniors and upperclassmen on the other side. I don't think my confidence really faltered, but I think it has jumped from freshman to sophomore year. I definitely feel more comfortable now, and I know that that's going to translate onto the field. Just being like a mentor for the freshmen now, it just kind of feels a little bit different this year that I'm more like in a leadership role and get to kind of feel more comfortable now.
That's really cool. So when you watch your tape, it's actually more of like, it's not that you don't believe that you were confident last season, but it's that when you watch your past self, that's the number one thing you're thinking about is like, hey, you should just believe in yourself more when you're up there. Like when you see your at bats, that's probably the thing that's standing out to you the most. It's like, man, you really, you got this. Like,
yeah, because it's knowing that I've been in this spot before, and freshman year, I think just coming in and everything was so new, it can kind of give you a sense of, oh, like, am I good enough to be here? Or not self-doubt, but almost like more like, I want to prove myself type of thing. And so now that I'm a sophomore and I've had time to reflect on freshman year, I have come to the conclusion, it's like, yeah, like, you're meant to be here. Like, look at your coaches, they believe in you. Look at your teammates, they believe in you. And like, there's no self-doubt that needs to be involved because you got this. And I think it'll translate onto the field this year where I'm just feeling more confident and comfortable.
And what do you think the ceiling for this team is this year?
I think our team this year has, I think in the fall and just all around so far, I think we mesh really well together. And yeah, I think the ceiling is WCC Championship and beyond with this team. I'm just so excited to get to play on our field this year for the whole year, and just that's super exciting in itself. So
what's exciting about winning a conference championship is that punches a ticket into a regional. And once you get there, you never know. We got to win a few games, and we see it every year in softball that teams getting into a regional. One of my favorite examples was a few seasons ago. Omaha pushed Mizzou to the brink. They didn't win it, but they were plays away from doing so. And it's just took them the first game though. And like, there are a lot of times where, once you punch your ticket into one of those regionals, there are a lot of good local teams. You can easily find yourself not having to go super far, whether it's UCLA or it's SDSU or any of these schools that are kind of traditionally hosting some of these local regionals. You get yourself on a bus ride for 20 minutes, an hour and a half, not very challenging. And, you can find yourself pushing someone.
Going head to head,
next thing you know, you're making a run a lot further than it's just getting there. That's the hardest thing. And that conference championship gives you a ticket to do it.
Yeah, 100%. I think pushing past WCC is obviously always the goal, and just taking it one game at a time. I mean, even in the preseason. And then once you get into conference, it's always one game at a time, one pitch at a time. And so we're just taking baby steps and focusing on the now.
Yeah, that's had a long-winded way of saying, I think what's awesome is that so many of the softball powerhouses are close to here. So, you're a team that's got this great advantage of, if you can punch your ticket to a regional, you're not having to go fly across the country to go play in that. It's more likely your fans are able to attend, no matter where it is. It's not going to have this feeling of being like this intensive road game. You're more than likely going to be playing in-state, probably in Southern California, at an atmosphere that puts you in a pretty good position to be successful. I think that's the hardest thing about going on the road, is going far away on the road. And I think that that's probably never going to happen here, because softball in this region of the country is so good. There's so many elite teams.
Yeah, 100%. I think the shorter bus rides are definitely better than taking a flight, in my experience. Having to lug all the gear through the airport, I think having a bus ride definitely beats that. So,
and it messes the body up. Like, no matter what way you look at it, getting in a plane does mess the body up. I do believe it's a real reason why teams who have to fly out on the road for any sport, I think it is a major disadvantage. And then it's nice to have some fans. And so I think that when it's a drive, it's very accessible for fans to go get in the car. Even if it's a road stadium, you're still hearing your, especially for you, family, it's easy to come. Yeah, are they coming to a lot of games? I bet they do.
They do. Yes, they do. But my little sister is also playing travel ball, so she kind of has, this travel ball season is never ending. But yeah, she has games going on at the same time, but they try to make it out to every single one of the games that they can.
It's very viable, and you picked a great conference for your family, because getting to all the games in San Diego and all the WCC teams in the LA area, it's very viable for them to make all of those trips. So
yeah, I think they were pretty much at every game that they could last year. And
it's awesome.
Having their support is just so amazing. And I really just value the relationship that I have with them, and like seeing them come down to UCLA for the night. Like, that was super special. And I definitely need them at my games, and I enjoy when they come.
It's a tough team to play.
Yeah.
Speaking of them, but it's got to be aspirational when you do get to share the field with a team like that went really deep into Oklahoma City last year. Could have won it all. But, you're talking about players that are now playing pro. Maya Brady was on that team. Pretty cool to get to play against some people that are some of the biggest stars in the sport right now. I think my experience talking to athletes in those kind of games is usually you walk away feeling like, wow, like I'm playing against this team, and no matter what the end result is, you feel like
we're sharing the field. Like,
exactly.
Super special.
It lets you realize, like, man, I'm less far away from that. And our team, if we work on a few things, and maybe at some point we get to a place where we can take one from them.
Yeah, I think last year, it was kind of for me just, I think when that happened was when we played at Oregon, and I remember getting to the field and I was like, wow, like this stadium is like, I used to watch this growing up as a kid. Like this is so surreal. And yeah, getting to share the field with like some of my idols, like Paige Sanicki, shortstop for Oregon, that was insane. Like now she's pro, and
yeah, she got drafted by the Cascade.
Yeah.
A lot of former guests of our show have the Cascade's got 3 former guests of our show on the team.
Awesome.
We're big fan of what they were doing in their draft, but Paige is one of them, and she's a heck of a fielder.
Oh yeah, she is. I think just looking up to people like that and then getting to share the field with them, it's like, wow, this is really like I'm playing D1 softball too, and this is just like we're sharing the field and we're just like.
Did you bat against Lindsey Green?
I didn't.
I didn't. I say her name right.
Yeah.
I interviewed her.
I didn't, but she had some good stuff.
No, you did not bet against Lindsay. At least that's getting edited out. I got to get those names right when I talk to them. But no, she's got her alter ego is a really funny thing when I was studying her. And then, their outfield, the Lushar sisters would also. They are very fast.
Super fast, yeah. If one of them gets on, you can probably expect that they're going to score. But that's a special talent to have.
I think Kai got stolen base almost like every time she got on base, pretty much last year. She's too crazy. Some crazy number of steals last year. Like he was, I can't, like, it's crazy how competitive, this is a side part, it's crazy how competitive pro softball is to me. Like the AUSL right now, when some of the guests I interviewed in the past, like are on that list. Like we had Kedra in the show. She didn't get drafted. Kai didn't get drafted. Jessica Mullins at Texas State. It was all mid-major 25 quarter century team didn't get drafted. You had Shaylin Govin not get drafted from Baylor. Like people I talked to that were just like absolutely outrageously dominant. It's crazy. But when you look at Paige, like, is that something that you aspire to one day after this is over, to get to play in the pros at some point?
It would be nice. It would be nice. But I mean, I think my career is probably going to be done after college.
You never know, though.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. But like it would be cool. It would be cool. But yeah, it is.
A lot of really and people have deep like career aspirations. Like Corby Otis on the show's playing for the Cascade this season. She's planning to be a doctor. She's pre-med. But like, it's not to say that it's not an or all the time. There are a lot of people that do choose to go pursue their career in softball for at least a brief period of time to go so you can play at the highest level. But you never know. There's a lot of people I've talked to in these journeys, you're only in your sophomore year, where like, you don't think that's a possibility. And then, you start to slowly get, the fact that you played as a freshman is a big thing in your journey. You probably don't even appreciate enough yet. Like, you get better as time goes. You're probably feeling it right now, but you get better as time goes on. And you could find yourself in your senior season. I was talking to an athlete in September where I asked her about, like, are you thinking about that now? And she's like, I didn't. But then now, like, I'm in a space where, like, one defensive player of the year last year, you never know. All of a sudden, you might find yourself in a spot where by the time that senior season comes around, where that's a possibility, you got to share some with someone like Paige. That's really cool.
Yeah, it was such a good experience.
A lot of players who played last year. We talked about Brielis. We talked about pre-interview. We talked about playing against Maya. There are a lot of players you played against last year that are now finding themselves. And that league's just getting bigger. It's going to be really fun to watch this offseason.
Yeah, I think it's super special. I mean, even growing up, like going to the Mary Nutter and like seeing like girls like that and just wanting to be like them and follow in their footsteps, I think it's just super inspiring. And then getting to share the field with them is just makes you want to be that much better and just be right there with them. So yeah.
You guys didn't play in the tournament last year, did you?
We didn't.
I was going to say they did. We never know. But I assume you did something. What would it mean to you to play in that tournament? Hopefully, you still have 2 more years. What would it mean to play in that tournament? Because I know that is something that is totally viable for this program. Would it mean a lot to eventually be one of the teams that plays? Because I think that's very possible.
Yeah, I think it would be just such a cool experience. Just growing up and playing at places like the BLD, and then now like even going to go and play there again at the college level would just be so amazing. And I remember growing up going to the Mary Nutter for a couple of years and like little girls like me wanting to be like the girls on the field, and then getting to be one of the girls on the field would just be super, super inspiring, I think. My little sister, she's 11, so she gets to go to events like that and just Like, I think that's super cool for little girls to experience.
And I find full circle would be very full circle for you.
Oh yeah, 100%. If that were to happen, I think it would just be such a special experience. Yeah.
We're going to put that in the air. Hopefully next 2 years, that's something that happens.
Yeah.
And then you're also able to get some wins out there. Would be pretty,
that would be awesome.
Pretty special. Especially against some of those programs that you probably grew up watching players play from. All the facilities are here to be able to give USD the chance
100%.
to compete against these type of teams. So, that's that you get to share the field, and you never know. You never know what's going to happen once you're able to do that. Liberty proved it last year. This is a more recent example of like Liberty took out the number 1 seed in the bracket last year in their regional, and just it's not a very different school than this, and it's just a lot of belief. There's a lot of 100%. Belief is a lot of the factor. When you look at your journey, what was the hardest thing you think you experienced this freshman year?
I think it was just acclimating and having the thought in your head like, oh, I need to prove myself. I think that was the biggest thing, because when I look back on it, I'm like, you didn't need to prove yourself. You're here for a reason. And I think just as freshman athletes, I think a lot of people can struggle in that sense. Like, oh, I feel like I need to prove myself. I want to prove myself to the coaches. And in reality, it's like, you just got to believe in yourself, and your teammates believe in you, your coaches believe in you. They chose you to be here for a reason. And just going back to that original thought and just leaving the self-doubt behind.
Was there 1, 2 things in particular that really helped you do that?
I think it was just conversations with my parents. They just believe in me all the time, and they express it openly. And so we would just have conversations and a lot of rough nights, and I'm struggling, and they would just bring me back to square one and just tell me like, you're meant to be here, like you're good, you're fine. And I think conversations with them just definitely helped me.
Positive reinforcement was
100%.
a really, really good thing. And you talked about it earlier that the sky is the limit this year for the team, hoping to win a conference championship. But individually, when you look back at the end of this season, what do you hope personally to accomplish this year?
I definitely just want to be more consistent. I mean, I think with consistency, anything is possible. I was all WCC freshman team last year, and I think that was super special, just a testament to my hard work and just all my teammates around me helping me, and my coaches definitely. But I think it would be nice to get some, I guess, I don't want to say awards, because I don't really always want to aim for that. I just want to be consistent and see where that gets me.
That's a way of saying that if you were to end up on the all-conference team or one of the all-conference teams at the end of the year, that would be a really cool step in that direction after getting to be on the all-freshman team. But, that itself was just an incredible, it had to be a big validator in showing, that's what I'm saying. To be all academic, like you've been doing all that, and then to also be on the, that's what I'm saying, not a lot of people have the level of success in both areas like you have thus far, which is a really big validator for 1 year.
Yeah, just super grateful. I think it's just, like I said, it's a testament to my hard work and just my coaching staff and teammates believing in me. I think I wouldn't be able to do what I do without them. And just my parents even too, for all of the work that we put in, countless hours before getting to college and just stuff like that. I think it was just a lot of hard work that was put into that.
It was all very well earned. One last thing, because I just always love to ask, who are some people right now that maybe USD fans haven't seen as much of yet, but you're at practice, you've seen the fall games, that people could be excited? Not the people everyone knows, but some people that maybe are new to the team that are going to be really good this year that other people don't know yet. I always love asking that question.
I think, for one, our freshman class is very talented. Every single one of them, just keeping an eye out for them. We have some new transfers in there too, also some key transfers, pitcher and outfielder. And I think all of our incomers are just super special, and that just goes to show that our coaches know who should be coming in here, and just putting the puzzle pieces together, and just all of the incomers are really good. So I'm very excited to see what they have to do or have to show in the spring.
So more freshmen are playing this year. You think that you're going to see more freshmen?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
And so it's possible we'll see more all-freshman people make the team.
I hope so.
That's one
I
prediction
hope
we can have
so.
this year, that more freshmen will follow in your footsteps
so.
on the all-freshman group. So
Yeah, I mean, every single one of our freshmen are super talented, and like I said, our transfers, pretty much all of our incomers are super good. So I'm just excited to see what they do this season and how they fit into the team, and they already do. We all mesh well together, so just super excited.
I'm excited too. It's awesome having you here, and can't wait to watch you guys this season.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Perfect.